Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're now delighted to be joined over the telephone by our guest for this afternoon, Dr. Raouf, Gaafar, economic expert. Dr. Raouf, good afternoon to you, sir.
Good afternoon to you, my dear.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for joining us. Let me start by asking you about how Egypt supports, the agricultural sector in African countries through several channels. Could you tell us a bit about what these channels are? What is the importance of Egyptian support to agricultural sectors all across the African continent?
First of all, Egypt has always been a pioneer in agriculture. And, of course, we acquired accumulated experience in this field for thousands of years. So we can provide, all sorts of know-how, of knowledge, of whatever you call it, to anybody who needs it. And, of course, Africa is a very important partner. And I'm sure that we are not failing to give them whatever they need, as far as I said, know-how, knowledge, and sometimes manpower to help them execute and implement their agriculture project.
Mm-hmm. Dr. Raouf, now the African Union also holds very specialized summits on, things related to agriculture like fertilizers, agricultural soil health. The summits come out with important recommendations to increase agricultural production, which of course is the main aim for the African Union and the African continent and all African countries to achieve food security, which is a very important issue. What are some of the most important steps to implement some of these recommendations, in your opinion, Doctor?
First of all, Egypt is one of the big producers of fertilizers. And again, we have the technology and know-how to produce it. So this we can help. First of all, we can export our products to the countries who need this.
Yes.
Or we can help give them the best solutions to increase their local agricultural production. So this, in this field, we still have a very accumulated experience that enables us to help whoever needs.
Absolutely. Doctor, let me ask you, Egypt, of course, has worked with many African countries, Egypt itself being, an agricultural economy on its own. What are some of the results of this integration between Egypt and other African countries when it comes to agriculture and farming?
First of all, we can breed new crops and new products, and we can help improve the whether horizontal or vertical production by using maybe new kinds of seeds, by using the adequate fertilizers and what have you. So in short, we have all what it takes to develop the agricultural production in any country who needs it. Education is we can provide them with, as I said, know-how technology. We can even provide them with manpower to teach them how to do things properly. And one other thing very important is the irrigation. We have to consider that now we are facing some climate changes,
yes,
and maybe rains are scarce here and there. So we have to rationalize our use of water by using new modern agricultural and irrigation methods.
Indeed.
And this again helped very, very positively in the development of the agricultural products.
Absolutely. As you mentioned, Dr. Raouf, the issue of climate change has affected agricultural practices, not just in Egypt, but all around the African continent, which leads me to my next question. How do you see African countries collaborating together, benefiting from each other's expertise in this regard, as well as reaching, what challenges do they face to reach a situation where there is import-export inter-African countries do this with regards to agricultural produce in order to reach self-sufficiency?
First of all, we have started the way, and we signed a lot of agreements as far as to free passage of custom agreements between countries to facilitate the movement from one country to the other as far as any product is concerned. And this, of course, reflects on the agriculture, no doubt. And so this is one way to do it. The other way to do it is to think globally. I mean, and select which climate is better to plant what. And so we can integrate by planting different products somewhere and some other places. And this requires more water, this requires less water, and then integrate with each other by simply exchanging what is produced here and what is produced there, so that we can all direct ourselves into, hopefully, of course, self-satisfaction as far as, or self-sufficiency as far as agricultural products is concerned. Now, after the crisis we've been facing and the challenges we've been facing, food is becoming extremely, extremely important. And each country should depend on itself as much as possible, or on friends, I should say, in order to achieve the highest possible percentage of self-sufficiency as far as food is concerned. So this is one aim that is very, very important, and I think it can only be realized by integration between the different countries.
Absolutely. On that note, I'd like to thank you very, very much, Dr. Raouf Gaafar, economic expert. Thank you so much, sir, for your time and your insight, and for joining us on our edition of Cairo Local Time.